Well, I'm Daffodil. I'm an AFAB drag queen in Memphis, Tennessee. AFAB meaning assigned female at birth. So, like, do I just say hi? My name is Sairen Strange. Okay, cool. Hi, my name is Sairen Strange.
My name is Brenda Newport. My tagline is I'm the addiction you just can't quit. And I'm a drag performer here in Memphis.
When I started drag, I kind of told everybody it was, and I still kind of do say this, it's a way to kind of release all of the inner child that I don't think I got to release as a kid. Because I wasn't really allowed a lot of like artistic freedom or the ability to be neurodivergent in a way that was accepted by many. And I think as an adult, to be able to just color on my face or make outfits like these, it kind of helps me become the person I wish I was when I was a teenager or as a child, but still do it in a way that is mature. And I think that's a lot of what my drag is just healing my inner child. I like to think my drag is mainly a mix of glamour and alternative. I like doing stuff like Ashniko. I like being, what is it? I always say my goal is to either turn you on, scare you, or make you think. Those are my goals in drag.
She is she is the bubbly, carefree girl who wants to have a good time. I've been claimed as the golden retriever of drag. I have no idea what's going on. I'm just happy to be here.
So this is kind of a long-winded story, but I moved here from Colorado and I had never been to a drag show. I never really had a queer community to be with. Then I met my partner and they took me to Drew's for the first time for my birthday and I fell in love with it. I saw my very first three queens I've ever seen on stage were Zoe Adams, Mary Gagdalene, and Iris LaFleur. And I ended up becoming really good friends with Iris and Mary outside of drag because I would just go to Drew's any chance I got. And I eventually was just like, I would have ideas for drag, like that would be so cool. Like, and then I'd tell them things I would love to see them do and stuff like that. I eventually got on their nerves so much, specifically Iris. I specifically got on her nerves so much that she grabbed my arm on the patio from Drew's, dragged me all the way inside the bar and put me in front of Wednesday Moss, who at the time I was a big fangirl, and I did fangirl for at least a good 20 minutes. And yeah, she put me on an open stage and I've been going ever since. Like, I got inspired by the people around me and that's why I look up to a lot of the local queens.
The timeline is askew due to the global pandemic, but I think I'm going on 6 years now. I had a experience in high school. I did theater, of course, a telltale of time, but I went to the club Spectrum here in Memphis and I saw Moth perform and was intoxicated by her quirkiness and effervescence and excitement, and the bug bit me, so to speak.
There's so many. Obviously Jinx Monsoon. I love Jinx so much. I literally worship the ground that she walks on. She's inspirational. Probably Trixie Mattel too, just because of the fact that she's made such a brand off of herself and like what tore her down as a child. And I think that's really impressive to have made a brand off of what was the thing that you were scared of or made fun of as a kid. And really any big name AFAB performer like Gottmik or Victoria or Faye Lutz, people who are AFAB who probably have had to deal with people telling them they're not valid, but are still doing what they do successfully anyways. There's two of them. Can I say both? Yeah. Yay, okay. The first one is Coco Kane from Dragula. The second is also Sigourney Beaver from Dragula. I love them both. Sigourney is just sickening, and she is one of the very few AFAB performers that I truly, truly, truly look up to and what I want to be. And then Coco Kane is also just that for me. She's very big for representation. She's also non-binary. I love her.
Definitely, I love Trixie Mattel. I mean, she's a big influence on me. I love her paint. I love her entrepreneurship. I think she's truly doing what we all wish we were doing in drag. But on top of that, you know, I am inspired by maybe non-drag items like Janice from the Muppets.
I think drag for me is the ability to find family. I had family as a kid, but not queer family or neurodivergent family or just people who really accepted me easily. They accepted me, but it took years to kind of get to a point where they kind of had to put those things to the side to acknowledge me. But coming to Memphis, I was really searching for friends because I didn't really have any in my hometown either. And when I found my friends, I found my family, which is crazy. Like, I found people that I just thought I could talk to once a week and giggle with, but now I found these people who like know the deepest and darkest parts of me. And that stuff, like, even people who know me since I was a child don't know. And drag to me has really given me so much of myself back, but also so much of my family.
For me, I think being a drag performer has multiple meanings. I know for me specifically, I want to not only be the person who can be an advocate for the community, because you do get a platform, whether it's locally or nationally. One is better than the other, but you still can do so much in your community, and I want to be that. I've also learned a lot in drag that you, especially when you do get on national platforms, it's what you do with it. And if I do ever happen to be the second, not the first, AFAB performer on Drag Race US, I want to be like Patagonia. She's also somebody I look up to. That's actually from the Drag Race franchise, because she does a lot of environmental work, and I want to do that too. My whole goal in life is just to help people, and I love that.
Drag, to me personally, is a sense of freedom. It's an armor, so to speak. It's the exaggerated form of who I am that I can't be all the time, but Brenda gives me permission to be loud, obnoxious, fun, quirky, and joyous constantly when life maybe might not be like that all the time. I find a level of expression that comes from doing drag. It's cathartic to me. I can feel something in my everyday life and take it to the stage and interpret it in a way that I'm sharing a piece of myself with an audience that is also healing for myself, but also a joyous thing where I just want to let loose and have a good time.
To do it. Honestly, it's if you have any urge to do it, no matter your economical status or your maybe even your political beliefs. If you grew up in a Republican household and are still having to put this front on that you're Republican for your own safety, no matter if you're male or female or in between or not in between, you're everything but. You have every right to do drag and just start. Drugstore makeup products can go the longest way. So many of my own products are drugstore, like $10 or less per product, and you can get uses out of those. And then outfits, I mean, just pick your flashiest outfit you have in your closet and wear it until you can get an outfit that works. Just do it. Just perform for you, don't perform for anyone else.
Physically actually doing drag, I would, Pinterest is your best friend. Get 3 outfits, at least 3 outfits, 3 hair, like headpieces, like jewelry for all 3, like you look good to the nines, and you can cycle those out. Mix the pieces, just like have solid foundation. I wish someone had told me that, because all of my stuff has been from the ground up. Now when it comes to actually like being in drag, there are a lot of things that I wish I had learned when I first started that I wish I didn't learn the hard way. Love your body. I don't care what anybody says. Any old drag queen tells you you have to pad, you have to do this, you have to do that. Drag is art. It's your art. Do the damn thing and be unapologetically yourself. Never let anybody tell you that you do not belong. And if they try to, fuck them.
Buckle up. No. I would say it takes nerve, it takes gumption, it takes drive, and I think that there's a level of determination that comes with it. And when you're bit by the bug, you're really bit by the bug, and you have to dedicate to taking it to the next level and working on yourself consistently, whether it's internally or externally. Like, drag is not just something we can throw on a wig and go have fun. I mean, essentially, at the core of what it is, sure, but it takes a lot of work to be a skilled entertainer and an exciting entertainer and have a look and a vision and an identity in drag. So I'd say work on that. Find your identity.
Okay, we're being nice. I would say that in one word, it is undiscovered. There's so much like good drag, so many creative people in the city, and I wish we got the spotlight that we deserved a good amount of time, especially now since we were like the first state to try to ban drag, and we are the only ones still doing it Pride, I believe.
Resilient, I think. We, as a queer community as a whole, has come a long way. And I'm talking obviously about the whole community and not just people who do drag, or not just gay men or AFAB queens, but like the whole queer community has been through so much. There's, parts of the LGBT that aren't seen as valid, like, asexual or demisexual or whatever else. And there's like people who are in the community who have been through a lot, who have lost, sisters or brothers to the AIDS epidemic that happened in the 80s and in the 90s. There's so many people that have lost family because they've came out as trans, or people who have lost children to suicide because of not feeling accepted in schools. The whole queer community, especially in Memphis, is resilient. We have come back stronger after these bills, and will continue to come back stronger every time a bill is thrown our way. I hate when people do say, like, just move, because that's not something that's you can just do. Not everybody has the job or the vehicle or the housing to just move. I think it really does come from a place of trying to figure out where in yourself your strength is. So I definitely wouldn't recommend like going back in the closet either, because that's not what anyone would want to do, especially after fighting with yourself for so long to come out of the closet and getting to the point where you do come out of the closet, and that feeling of freedom shouldn't be taken away from anyone, like especially in a state where they don't have rights, whether it is to their own body, or their own health, or the ability to perform on stage. I say do it anyways.
I would say lean on your community. We're a big old family, whether we like it or not at the end of the day. Yes, we might not stand each other, but again, we're family and we are fighting this fight together. That you shouldn't feel alone in that sense, because it feels like the world is against you, but it's not just you. It's everybody. And we all are going to stick together and hopefully, stop the bigotry.
We're not going anywhere. I mean, there is so much in this world that can affect the way you feel about your queerness and your existence and the spaces that allow you to exist in them. And the thing is whether they want you there or not, you're still going to be there. You're going to exist. And I say go for it. Stick it to the man. Be the person that you want to be. It's important.
I'm probably going to do what Anyaka did. I'm pretty sure she just went. But I think Bill Lee, I've always said this, growing up in a Republican school, that the people who are the most homophobic are probably the ones that are closeted. Hey, Bill Lee, we saw that drag photo. I would also probably say that he has had some desire to be more feminine, or even be romantically with someone who isn't female. And a lot of that hatred comes from what was instilled in Christians as children, because I've seen it in my own family. People who are super homophobic are also the ones who kind of give fruit. And it's just I did it. I was homophobic the whole time I was in a glass closet. So I think that is something that I can pretty much apply to anyone who is homophobic. Because the people that I've met who grew up Christian or Republican who aren't homophobic are so confident in their sexuality of being straight. They're not worried about men hitting on them or women hitting on them depending on gender, but I think the ones who are homophobic are the ones that are scared to act on those sexual desires. And I think Bill Lee is probably one of those people. So the closet, the door is open, honey. Come out.
The millions of things. Oh my God. If I had to do bullet points though, drag queens are not a problem. Keep guns out of schools. Have a good time for once in your fucking life. Oh, go out, have fun, get a life, dude. Like, we're just queer people. We're just having a good time. Like, honestly, I feel more safe, and I've seen this on Facebook, I don't care. I feel more safe having a kid, even if it was my own kid, with a drag queen more than I would any public official, any priest, anything like that, because there are so many more stories on that. Show me a drag queen who wants to do that, please. Half of the ones I know don't even like kids, but anyway.
Should keep it clean, shouldn't I? No. You can't erase a whole group of people. You cannot delete humans from existence, because otherwise that's genocide. So get a grip and get over it, because we're here.